Have you ever found yourself stuck in a situation, trapped by a rule that just makes no sense at all? Well, today we're diving into the origin of that very feeling. Joseph Heller's brilliant and, notoriously tricky novel, Catch-22. It's the book that literally gave us a name for the perfect, illogical trap. So, let's get into it and figure out what it's all about.
This one line. This is the key to the whole book. It sounds so simple, right? But inside this sentence is a logical trap so perfect, so inescapable, that the phrase Catch-22 has broken out of the book and into our everyday lives. So what on earth is it?
All right, here's how we're going to break it all down. First, we'll look at the war against sanity that our hero is fighting. Then, we'll explain the catch itself. After that, we're going to explore the absolutely absurd world this rule creates. And finally, we'll see why we're still talking about it today.
So our story kicks off with a pilot who has a very, very simple and rational goal in what you'll soon see as a completely irrational world.
I want you to meet Captain John Yossarian. He's a U.S. Army bombardier. He's stationed on this little island in Italy during World War II. And his goal? It's not to be some big war hero. No, he just wants to survive. And the crazy thing is, his biggest enemy isn't the other side. It's his own command.
See, Yossarian looks around and sees the total madness of war for exactly what it is. Strangers are trying to kill him, and his commanders keep making him fly more and more dangerous missions. So he comes up with a plan. He's going to get out of flying by proving he's crazy. I mean, in a situation that insane, trying to get out seems pretty sane, right? And that right there brings us to the heart of this whole thing, explaining the flawless, inescapable, and maddening logic of the trap itself.
So really, the question is, how do you escape an impossible rule? This is exactly what Yossarian is up against. And the short answer is, you don't. Let's see why.
Okay, so here's the official definition of Catch-22 from the book. And when you first hear it, it almost sounds reasonable. It says that worrying about your own safety when you're in real danger is a sign of a rational mind. Sounds logical, but that very logic is what makes the trap so perfect.
Let's walk through this. Step 1. The only way to get out of flying combat missions is to be declared crazy. Simple enough. Step 2. To prove you're crazy, you have to be the one to ask the doctor to ground you. But step 3, and here is the genius of it, the catch, the very act of asking to get out of those missions proves you are sane. Because, as the rule just said, being concerned for your safety is a rational response.
And boom, that's the perfect circular trap. Yossarian can be grounded if he's crazy and asks for it, but the second he asks for it, he proves he's sane, which means he can't be grounded. It's just a brilliant and completely maddening piece of logic. There's no way out.
But here's the thing. This insane logic isn't just one little rule in a book. In Heller's novel, it's basically the operating system for the entire world. The whole book is just filled with this clash between bureaucratic logic and, actual rational thought. For example, the command just keeps raising the number of missions the pilots have to fly to go home. So the reward for surviving incredible danger is you get to face more incredible danger. The system literally punishes you for succeeding.
And there is no better example of this absurdity than the character of Milo Minderbinder. This guy is the mess officer, and he creates this massive global business syndicate. And in the name of profit, everyone gets a share. He makes deals with the enemy, and he even gets a contract from the Germans to bomb his own base. It's just this brilliant cutting satire of capitalism gone completely off the rails.
And through characters like Milo, you really start to see what Heller is taking aim at. He's not just making fun of one military rule, he's satirizing any big, powerful institution where logic and sanity get twisted, from the military to business to even patriotism itself.
So, all of this is why a term from a novel published way back in 1961 is still such a huge part of how we talk about the world today.
Today, a Catch-22 means any kind of no-win situation. I mean, you've heard this one, right? You need experience to get a job, but you can't get a job without experience. That is a classic real-world Catch-22. It's that frustrating feeling of being trapped by the rules.
And the journey of the phrase itself is pretty cool. It was published in '61, and it took about a decade to really catch fire, but by the 1970s, it was everywhere. And now, well, it's a universal shorthand for that feeling of being stuck in a system that doesn't make any sense.
And, that really is the ultimate takeaway from the book. The true genius of Catch-22 isn't just that it's a great story. It's that it gives us a name for the absurd circular logic that we run into in our own lives. It gives us the language to see the trap. Which, of course, leaves us with one final thought. Now that you can recognize the pattern, where do you see it? What are the modern-day catch-22s that trap us in our jobs, in our governments, or just in our daily lives? Once you start looking, you see them everywhere.